What's up, everyone? All right, well, yesterday was a pretty choppy day for me. I'm gonna break down a little bit more of yesterday in today's recap because now I have yesterday's metrics uploaded. So yesterday I had the biggest P&L swing that I've ever had intraday. I was up unrealized $50,000. So I went from zero to up 50,000, then to down $7,000. Made my way back to up 25, then up 19, then up 29, then up 18, and finished up 19. So yesterday was a wild day. Yesterday was a roller coaster. And when I came in today, while I felt that I was just ready to have like a good, easy, calm day, as soon as I saw LGHL ripping through the VWAP, I jumped into it and sized up big. It squeezed from 650 to 750 to 850 to 950. And through that move, and then the dip, the first dip, and then the pullback and the pop back up, I made over $90,000. So pretty awesome day. I'm up 95,000. But I'll be honest with myself in that typically what I do each morning is I start by building a cushion. And I didn't start by building a cushion today. I came in swinging for the fences. And I'm asking myself, why was I so aggressive on my first trade? And what was really the risk on that trade if it had gone the other way? And my feeling on it is that I was aggressive because I was still carrying that frustration from yesterday. And I think that that's something that probably all traders struggle with, is that as much as I felt like I was totally clean, like just a blank slate, like today's a brand new fresh day and, my head was clear, I sat down and just immediately fell back into kind of that pattern that I was in yesterday, which was being really, really aggressive. And that's what resulted in that big swing in the P&L. So how do you kind of break that cycle? Because sometimes it can be a downward spiral. I mean, today it happens to be a little bit of an upward spiral, but it could have gone the other way, and so it's not really the right, in my opinion, strategy to come out of the gate swinging every single day. So I think for me, it's stepping back a little bit and maybe taking a couple days of capping my share size just to kind of like clear the slate a little bit. Because really, I thought that I came in this morning with a clear head and I really wasn't there yet. Hey girl. So, I don't know. Typically when I've tried to say, okay, I'm gonna meditate, I'm gonna just try to like be really present, have presence of mind, that's helpful, but in a moment I can slip back into that cycle. And so I think what I found is the best way to cure it and to help break that cycle is to bring myself down to really small share size. Now, it's hard to want to do that after having such a big green day today, 95,000. Tomorrow, who knows? Maybe it'll be Wild Card Friday and we'll have some really great action. And then if I trade a small size, I'm going to miss so much of it or leave a lot on the table. I don't know. If I do see something tomorrow that looks really good, trade the market you're in. Why carry that emotional burden of, you've got to do this, you've got to do that. Just be aggressive. The market is still pretty hot. So, I made money on Wednesday, made money again today, try to do it again on Friday. But I don't want to set myself up for failure and not be aware that I was too aggressive yesterday and again today. It's kind of a tough spot to be in. I don't know. I don't know. I think I know the right thing to do. I just don't know if I'm willing to do it. And it's to trade a smaller share size tomorrow. It is Friday, it's the end of the week, it's been a great week, so maybe that isn't the end of the world, but I don't know if I'm going to be willing to do it or not, because the sacrifice is potentially leaving a lot on the table. And then of course that can trigger FOMO and frustration, that can create its own set of kind of issues. So I think tomorrow I'll come in, I'll see what the gap scanners look like. If they look good, I'll try to be aggressive, but maybe I'll make a note to myself and just leave it on my computer here to start by building a cushion. Base hits, going for those home runs. Yeah, okay, I got a home run. It's nice. It's nice when it happens. But more often than not, in my career, when I've been swinging for home runs, you know what happens? I strike out. And that's what happened yesterday. So, I'm gonna put this note here as a reminder to myself tomorrow to start the day by trying to build that cushion rather than trying to swing for a home run on trade number one. All right, so I hope you guys enjoy the recap. We're going to break it down. LGHL, $90,000+ of profit, traded BOXL, VXRT, and didn't do as well in either of those. But overall, a green day, learned some lessons, continuing to gain experience with every day that passes. I hope the same as you. And I'll be back at it live streaming tomorrow, right around 8:45, 9 a.m. for the pre-market watch list. All right, I'll see you guys then. Enjoy the recap. Bye, everyone. All right, everyone, so we're going to do our midday market recap. We'll go over the trades from this morning and kind of break it down. So as you may recall, yesterday was not a great day for me. I was really kind of frustrated with my performance yesterday. So I'm going to pull up my calendar here, and we're going to zoom into yesterday real quick. So this is my year-to-date calendar, as you can see here. So we've got July. Let's see, where am I? I'm wondering why I can't see today or yesterday. All right, so July 15th. So we're going to jump in there in a second. Today, some really good action. LGHL, BOXL, VXRT, total profit, $95,980.56. Not bad. I stepped up to the plate. I was pretty aggressive, and part of that was because of the action yesterday. So yesterday's action for me on JRJC was really frustrating. And sometimes when you get knocked down, you get back up on the horse, kind of with a little bit of a, vengeance. And so this was the action from yesterday for me. I was up $50,000. Gave it all back and was down $7,000. Then worked my way back up to up 25, lost 5, was up only 19, then was up 29, down to up only 18, and then finished up 19. So, it really was a pretty sloppy day yesterday. I was really frustrated with myself. This was the biggest intraday P&L swing I have ever had, ever. I have never had a day where I was up $50,000 and then went red. And so I had 2 back-to-back losses of about $20,000 thousand, 22 or 23 or 24. So that was pretty disappointing to have happen. And although it was good that I got it back here, I then lost a little. I made some back in the afternoon and then gave back what I made. And I finished the day kind of frustrated. I was like, man, this is really kind of discouraging that I had such a great day and I really pushed my luck on it. And you know what? The first trade was the best one. And that was yesterday on JRJC. So the first trade yesterday on JRJC was the best one. It's now curling up a little bit now. And that was, I can't remember where it was now, but it was somewhere, I can't remember now where it was, but wherever it was in here, my first trade was the best. And then as the day went on, this thing just got more and more difficult. So today, as I sat down at about 8:45, leading gapper was LGHL, gapped up 139%. But if we look at this at, let's see, just 8:55 a.m., let's just say. At 8:55 a.m., it had 1.2 million shares of volume. At that moment, it was up 57%, and LGHL. So we can look at this chart here. That was when it had pulled back right here. So I sat down and I was like, okay, it's our third leading gapper. We had a couple others above it, which we looked at and I was interested in. But this one was pulling back, and I said, if it can get back above the volume weighted average price, which is at 6, then that's where I'm interested. And right here, it kind of taps 6 or 590. I didn't get in. I just kind of watching it. And then right here, as it breaks 6, I jumped in first with 5,000, then 10,000, then 15, then 20. As it squeezes up through 750, I went up to 25, to 30, to 35, to I think 36,000 shares. And this actually went from $6 all the way up to $9.50. So with 36,000 shares, $1 a share is $36,000. $2 a share is $72,000, and almost $3 a share is close to 90,000, or actually over 100,000. So I sold. Let's see. Let's go to the 1 minute chart. All right, so we'll back this up here. So this, kind of like JRJC yesterday, gave us a false breakout, and I wasn't happy with that. We had this big move up. It dipped down. I actually added on this dip down here. That was kind of my final add. And as it ripped up here and then failed to break 950, rather than say, I'm going to hold it and give it a chance to come back up and retest, I started taking profit out. I still held a small position, but then it pulled back some more. I did another dip trade and then came back up here to a high of 924. So by the time the bell was ringing, I was already out of the position and I was not holding into the open. The bell rings and I did jump in with 15,000 shares at about 837. It rips up to 9. I was looking for the break of 9 and a squeeze up right here all the way up to, I was looking for 950, 952. It did not hit that level. It flushed down and I actually took a loss on that. I then bought coming out of the halt going down for a bounce. It didn't really bounce up that much and I took another loss. Then it sells off some more, and then I got back in at 925 right here. So this is where it was sort of basing out, and I got back in right there. It hit a high of 952 and then dropped back down, and that, I believe, was my last trade on it. So kind of like yesterday, the bulk of the opportunity and the profit was pre-market, and what I got during the trading day was a couple losses and then some smaller profit. And honestly, it is discouraging to have the leading gapper, which I thought looked really good. It had news. It was a recent IPO stock. There's no resistance on the daily chart being a recent IPO. I really thought this had a lot more potential. And so I feel a little discouraged that we're not seeing better follow through, because when I had this awesome pre-market trade here from 650, 670, 7, 8 up to 950, I was like, wow, this one is going to be huge today. And, I was already well in the green pre-market. The bell rings and it starts selling off. So it's kind of discouraging. JRJC did the same thing yesterday, and EQ, it's now bouncing up a little bit, but I'm not trading that one here. EQ actually was a little different. Now that one was fine. I was thinking of another one, but can't think of it off the top of my head. So in any case, obviously Gene yesterday was really frustrating for me. I ended up being red on it. I traded it in the afternoon and I made money, and then I gave it all back and was down 6,000 on it. It's now halted, secondary offering priced at 5, and they're not going to resume trading until Monday, which is really kind of strange. So I don't know. I think that today I kind of overcompensated for my frustration from yesterday, and that can be really dangerous, because sometimes when you overcompensate after having a loss or having kind of a whatever messy day, it can compound and you can start to snowball and you can roll into a second big red day or something like that. If this had failed, obviously it would have been a good size loss pre-market. I wasn't starting with small size. I was going in with big size right away. So I don't know, maybe I need to step back a little bit, because today I think I was trading a little emotionally from yesterday's frustration. I thought that I was kind of clear-headed, but then all of a sudden I'm increasing my share size to 40,000, max share size to 40,000 shares, and it's like, okay, I'm being extremely aggressive. And I was extremely aggressive yesterday, and that's why I went from up 50,000 to down 7, because I was holding a huge position for a big move, and then, it failed. So easy come, easy go. Yesterday is a great example of that. $57,000 swing in the P&L. And I'm glad that I got back to green. Yesterday my commissions were about $2,000. So let me see. $2,549 commissions for yesterday, because I traded a lot. I got myself red, and then I tried to get myself out of the hole. So those, that's kind of insane. That's a lot of money in commissions. So yeah, and I was kind of feeling like, yesterday was similar a little bit to how I was trading in March, where I had some days where I would trade right till 3 or 4 p.m. and I, would be churning commissions and just getting too aggressive. So today, although the P&L is good, it could have gone the other way, and then I'd be sitting here with probably the biggest red day of the year potentially. I'm glad that I had the presence of mind to not try to hold the whole position for a move to 10, because I was sort of thinking, part of me was like, hey, you know what? This thing has no daily resistance. It's got breaking news. It's a recent IPO setup. This is the type of stock that could easily go to $12, $15, $20. I could have easily seen that happening today. And with a big position from down here at, whatever it was, that could have been the biggest winner of my entire career. Although I will actually say that this probably was the biggest winner of my career today. I didn't actually think about that, but although it wasn't as big of a winner as it might have been if I had gotten the move to 15, I think this might have been the biggest winner I've ever had in one single trade. It's not the biggest green day I've ever had, but the biggest single trade winner. Because if I go back to my reports here, so from January 2000, so let's just look at this for a second. So, oops, what did I do? So this is from January 1st, 2017. So the biggest gain was 38,000, and so I definitely topped that today. But we'll see when I import it tomorrow what the total was. So, and unfortunately, because of yesterday's big loss, it actually screwed up my profit-loss ratio for the whole month of July. So the whole month of July, my profit-loss ratio, look at this. My average losers are now $2,000. Remember what they were before yesterday? Before yesterday, my average losers were only $1,300. My biggest loss was $12,000, and then yesterday I had two $20,000+ losses, and now my average losses have gone to down, minus 2,000. So now I have a negative profit to loss ratio. Fortunately, my accuracy has been really good at 79%, but that's a little discouraging. So in any case, again, I don't mean to be, negative Nancy or whatever you might say. I look at my trades, and some of them I feel like really, really good about, and I'm like, wow, today I really crushed it. And I do feel like today was a great day, but I feel like it was a great day because I happened to come in kind of really still whatever it is from yesterday, frustrated and sort of emotionally fueled and short fuse and ready to just, swing hard and try to hit a big home run just to make myself feel better from the frustration of yesterday. And so while I do feel better that I have a $95,000 green day, I'm also able to be honest with myself and say that I was really too aggressive, and the risk reward profile on that first trade was not good, because usually what I want to do is build a cushion, and then once I have a cushion, start increasing my risk. Not go in on the first trade swinging as hard as I possibly can, because if I'm wrong, and I'm wrong, this month 20% of the time, then what's the loss on a 20,000 share position? $4, $5, $6, $7, $10,000? That could put me right down at my max loss on the day, which is $10,000 right now. So in any case, I had a good morning there, and so that's some good progress. I have a couple other trades that I'm working on over here. These are longer term trades, so I'll talk about this more for Warrior Pro students. So these ones are kind of on the side, making a little bit of progress in my TD account, which is good. So I'm kind of shifting gears, I think, for the rest of the day, and kind of focus a little bit on some of these longer term positions, and I'll see if I can just kind of clear my head, and hopefully when I come back tomorrow, I feel a little bit recharged. And maybe tomorrow I'll just trade with smaller size to finish up the week with a green day. Today was great, but if it had been a red day, it would have just created this kind of spiral that I really don't want to have happen. And this is a spot where, I haven't really, the last few months have been so strong. I've had only a couple red days. So I'm just concerned that if I have a big blowout day, that it could really throw me off and I could start this kind of downward spiral. So I've just got to be really careful that I don't have something like that happen and then end up giving back a lot of profit. But anyway, so, as always, the profits that I have today, you can't assume that these results are typical. I've been doing this for a long time. Only in the last 6 months have we had the level of volatility in the market that's allowed me to generate some winners as big as this. So you have to understand that day trading is very difficult. And even for people that are, really have been doing this for a long time, it's still challenging. And so you have to assume when you come into the market that the odds of success are very low, the odds of failure are very high, and one of the most important things is for you to study, focus on learning a strategy, and practice in a simulator before you ever trade with real money. You can practice in a simulator, and if you can't make money in a simulator, you have no business trading with real money. It's as simple as that. So prove that you have what it takes to be profitable in a simulator before you throw real money at the market. And don't blindly follow me or anyone else. Just because I made money today doesn't mean you would have made money if you just blindly followed me on all my trades. BOXL, VXRT, 2 smaller losses, actually a winner on BOXL. But I was up about 2,500 on BOXL. My last trade on it was a loss. I did the first 5-minute candle to make a new high. I bought that with 20,000 shares and was looking for possibly a 30 or 40,000 share position for the first 5-minute candle, and then move back to the high. And I ended up stopping out with a small profit. And I was kind of frustrated on that because I, took this position and kind of held it for the big move and then got stopped out. My only trade on VXRT was a long for the break of 17 right here, and that didn't work. So stopped out of that, but fortunately for a small loss. All right, so that's where I sit here at the end of the day. So this is going to bring me up to close to $400,000 of profit on the month of July, which is crazy. And, again, we still have 11 trading days left in the month. Yeah, 11 days left in the month. So, if I have a couple of more days like today, this could end up being a really great month. Even better than it already is. But what I really need in order to have like a really, really good day, a day where I have a good start and then I keep making money, is a stock like LGHL to rip through the pre-market highs right here. Oh, it was so close. It looked like the halt level was like just over $9. It looked like it was about to halt. And I was looking at that with my 15,000 share position thinking, if this thing halts going up here at 9, what's it going to do? It's probably going to resume higher. Might resume up around 950, maybe 970. It'll dip down for a second. I'll add on the dip. I'll already have 15,000. I'll add another 15,000, get myself up to a 30,000 share position, look for a second squeeze up through 10, through 1050, maybe a tap of 11, maybe a second halt. That's going to be another $30,000 to $60,000 of profit. I mean, I was visualizing it. It's like visualizing the parking space. I was like, this is the potential of what this could do, and I saw the potential, but it failed. Unfortunately, on that one, what I did right was I did cut my loss. It was a loss, but I did cut the loss. So, I'm glad for that. That's better than yesterday. Although today wasn't perfect, it was better than yesterday. So that's it for me. I hope you guys have a great rest of the day. I'm gonna be here. I'm gonna be hanging out for a little bit. I have a couple things I need to do, but if we do see some afternoon momentum, I might come back. But I think I'm just gonna, I don't know. Maybe I won't do that because I already felt like yesterday I kind of overdid it. So I might just call it a day here and just come back tomorrow. All right, so I'll see you guys back here first thing tomorrow morning, live streaming around 8:45, 9 a.m. for the pre-market watch list. All right, see you guys in the morning. And that right there was an entire video with no ads. I don't monetize my YouTube channel with video ads, which means you guys get to enjoy the content. But do me a favor, please hit that subscribe button and give me a thumbs up and let YouTube know that this channel is the channel to watch if you want to learn about day trading.